Hadoop, what are different Hadoop components as well. Then they are lagging Hadoop related project knowledge. I'm also sharing the such type of knowledge separately as well. Coming to our session, I'll come to that agenda of the today's session. Before, like I already know, you already introduced yourself, right? Chakri, right? One person is Chakri, another one is Raghu. Raghu, I know. Raghu, can you two couple of lines can you introduce so that other people can, if your mic is working?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Myself Raghavendra, and I have total 8 plus years of experience in Java and Oracle. And
Okay.
yes, previously I do have a knowledge, and I have attended workshop on Hadoop as well.
Oh, great.
I'm just settling in Hadoop. I'm trying to settle in
Fine,
Hadoop,
fine.
and I just give me knowledge because
Hello.
yeah. Hello.
Yes, yes. Fine. Charan, can you brief yourself for a couple of minutes? Like,
Yeah. Hi, my name is Charan. I've worked in the oil and gas industry. I worked in a few different industries. Never specifically into programming. So I'm always interested in data and thought learning the data analytics through different mediums would be very helpful.
fine.
Therefore, I am pulling in. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Satya mic is still not working. Hi Satya. Okay. Satya is doing MS in US and he has 3 years of .NET experience. He is good at C Sharp and all. In the break, he was supposed to learn big data technologies. That's why he joined. Yeah. Let me proceed and let me start. What exactly, as far as your understanding at this moment, uh, yeah. First of all, let me tell you about agenda of today's session. First thing is, what is Hadoop? Okay. Next thing is few basic things only I will be discussing in the in this session. Prerequisites to learn Hadoop. What are prerequisites? Like few things are perceptions. Okay, I'll clear those. Next thing is Hadoop ecosystem components. Finally, I'm going to talk about Hadoop distributions. If time permits, I will come to this point as well. Hadoop distributions. Hadoop pros and cons I can discuss. I'm not talking about history, those things. Those things are theory part, but these are all important things coming to knowing about what exactly Hadoop is. History part everybody can read. Okay. Can anybody let me know, as far as your understanding, what exactly Hadoop is? It's a layman definition also fine. Like as far as your understanding, you might have done some little R&D, right? Whenever you before coming to Hadoop session, based on your understanding, what do you think? What exactly Hadoop is?
I'll answer it with what I know. So Hadoop could be a database for structured and unstructured data, unlike
One second, one second,
DBMS and
one
others.
second. Yeah, okay. You are talking database, right? Fine. This is one
Correct.
point.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, structured, unstructured, fine. You're talking. Next thing is Hadoop could be database for storing structured, unstructured. Okay. Can you elaborate and
Yes, structured information is like the tables that we have used in SQL and MySQL kind of database systems,
okay.
or even Access for that matter. But
Okay.
if you're taking up Hadoop, you store unstructured data is more like you can store in images and other forms of information which is not necessarily in the form of tables.
Okay.
So
Fine. Fine.
that is my understanding.
Okay. Raghava.
Yes. Actually, first point is valid point. He said it is for structured and unstructured data. The second part I could be notice is for it will be using map reduce programming, so that it will take less time to fetch the results. That is
Okay.
what my
Fine. Fine. Okay. Satya. Okay. Satya. Yeah, this perception or this, as whatever you said, Charan, uh, we cannot say Hadoop is a database. Hadoop is not at all database. I'll give you clarity what exactly it is. But now onwards, you won't talk about database. Hadoop is a database. Just remember that. Okay. Yeah. Let me give
Yeah,
you what exactly Hadoop is. I got your point of view what exactly Hadoop. Let me tell you what exactly Hadoop is. Now onwards, if somebody asks you if you give this, Hadoop is an open source Java based object oriented platform. This is platform, I can say. It's not database or it's not something else. It's a platform for storing and parallel processing of um, very large data in a distributed cluster of commodity hardware. Distributed cluster of commodity hardware. Okay, this is what exactly Hadoop is. This will cover all the parts which we are supposed to discuss. Here majorly we do have four parts. Hadoop is an open source Java based object oriented platform for storing and parallel processing of very large data in a distributed cluster of commodity hardware. Okay, here these things are important. One is storing, first part. Another one is parallel processing, second part. Here large data is one thing, another thing is distributed cluster. Okay, one another thing is commodity hardware. Total five parts I can say. Storing, parallel processing, big data. Large data is nothing but big data. Okay, distributed cluster, I'll come to this point. Another one is commodity hardware. Every point is important here. What exactly commodity hardware, what is distributed processing, distributed cluster. Okay, how we can do parallel processing, how we will store the data, big data. These things we will learn in the coming classes. But this is what definition of Hadoop you can say. Hadoop is an open source Java based object oriented platform for storing and parallel processing of very large data in a distributed cluster of commodity hardware. Fine. Yeah. Here you can add one more point like Hadoop is an open source Java based object oriented platform from Apache Software Foundation. You can include that source, the company which from which this is released. Hadoop is from Apache Software Foundation. It is complete. That's why it is completely open source. Why I'm calling this as Java based means the native language of Hadoop is Java. Okay, entire Hadoop is written in Java. That's why it is a Java based. Okay, as it is Java based, object oriented. Oops, things are common there. Okay, here open source means completely it is open source. That means we can see the source code of entire Hadoop platform. Also it is the native language of Hadoop is Java. So that's why it is object oriented principles are following there. Okay, this is what actually open source Java based object oriented platform. Fine. Here, yeah, to return an entire Hadoop platform, almost around 5 lakhs lines of code has been written. Half a million lines of code has been written to for this platform, entire Hadoop related platform. You can assume that 5 lakhs lines of code, the Java code. I'll when I'm into MapReduce and all, I will deep dive into source code as well. I will show you the source code. Okay, so that you will get better understanding on internal things as well. Fine. Yeah, you got right first line. Open source Java based object oriented platform. Coming to the next thing, this is very important. Storing. Also this one, these two together we call it as Hadoop also. Storing and parallel processing. For storing we do have special file system called HDFS. Hadoop Distributed File System. Okay, special file system from Hadoop. Hadoop Distributed File System. For parallel processing we do have another framework that is MapReduce. Okay, all together Hadoop is nothing but HDFS and MapReduce. That's it. But these are all supporting large data. distributed cluster, commodity hardware. These are all supporting or which are internally used for Hadoop, I can say. But what we can do is Hadoop is nothing but HDFS plus MapReduce. HDFS is for storing. MapReduce for doing analytics, parallel processing. This is for analytics. This is for storing. That's it. Okay, Hadoop is nothing but HDFS plus MapReduce, right? Okay. Coming to the next point, large data. Large data is nothing but big data. Big data is nowadays it's a common term. It's a buzzword in the market. Most of the people are in the perception that big data equal to Hadoop, Hadoop equal to big data. It's not at all correct. Big data is nothing but if your organizational data is uh, volume wise, velocity wise, variacity wise is uh, like like reaching some criteria, then we can say our organizational data is big data. Okay, with respect to volume, velocity, variety, I'll explain separately what is big data and all. Okay, that is what very large data assume so far. Distributed cluster is one of the important point. Distributed cluster means okay, that's why this is Hadoop is more popular. Distributed and commodity hardware, these two coming together. uh, like before Hadoop platform, also people are handling big data, but for handling big data people are using either mainframes or data warehouses or supercomputers. Mainframes or super data warehouses to handle huge amount of data or historical data. People are going to use mainframes or data warehouses, but the problem with this is these are single machines, like huge RAM, huge hard disk, huge resources, huge process and all. The maintainability as well as the cost of these machines will be very huge. That's the reason uh, Hadoop people have come up with newer approach. Rather than using high-end machine, they have they have made a cluster using normal resources. The normal resources means I can say commodity hardware, day-to-day usage resources. Like if your computer is having 8 GB RAM and i5 processor, okay, hard disk also terabytes. Similar sort of configurations will be there in our Hadoop platform also. It's not beyond such a such range. Like we won't go for terabytes of RAM. We'll go for only GBs of RAM. Like if you for hardly 8 GB, or nowadays people are going for 8 GB or 16 GB. In worst cases, people will go for 16 GB RAM here. That's true, right? In our Hadoop platform also people will use such type of range. Like commodity hardware means RAM, processor, hard disk. These are the three resources we will be using day-to-day usage ranges only. It's not beyond that. Okay, that is what commodity hardware. Distributed means we'll form one cluster using all the like many number of commodity hardware. Those all together will form one cluster and will work as a single entity. That is what a distributed cluster. But internally it is distributed. That means number of machines will be there, but altogether it will work as a single entity. That we call it as distributed cluster. Some portion of that cluster might be somewhere. Some portion of that cluster might be somewhere. That's why it is distributed as well. Okay. Yeah, I can say these are the internal things. Now onwards, if you give this definition, it explain entirely what exactly Hadoop. It will give you a blueprint of Hadoop as well. Hadoop is nothing but MapReduce plus HDFS. Okay, you can say like Hadoop is an open source Java-based object-oriented platform for storing and parallel processing of big data in a distributed cluster of commodity hardware. I hope you got it. If you have any doubts here, just let me know. Charan, Raghava,
Okay.
and, yes.
No, no. Yeah,
Satya.
I got that. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
It's not at all database. Internally, we are using special file system, that is HDFS. Okay. Hadoop
Okay.
distributed file system. It is different from database. Okay. Whenever you are installing, you are booting, your machine will be having other file systems as well, right? NFS or FT, uh, FAT32 file system, or that is what file system. So there is a difference between file system, operating system. This file system is the software which manages our data inside hard disk. The software which manages our data inside the hard disk is file system. Operating system is interface between hardware and software. Database is different. Database is will use both file system and operating system, and it has some algorithm to manage our data in a uh, like separate software. Database is separate software. The file system is operating system is internally will be used in database software. Okay, database is different, file system operating system. Okay, these are the of important terminology we need to use in every like now and then when you are giving Hadoop definition. Simply remember, storing and parallel processing are the common things in a distributed cluster of commodity hardware. Storing will go for HDFS, parallel processing will go for MapReduce. Fine. Yeah. Coming to the prerequisites, for HDFS you need basics of Unix commands. Okay, Unix commands are very simple. It's not a mandatory. Also, you can learn within 3-4 hours. If you go through some documents, you can practice Unix directly. Okay, you can read that Unix part in anywhere. Like what are the different commands? Command line tools, I can say. ls command, cat command. Those are the simple commands only. You should have knowledge on Unix commands. Okay. Another important thing is for doing MapReduce, we need if you want to write MapReduce in Java, you should have some core Java knowledge. But I can say in the market, only 5% of people are writing MapReduce in Java. Most other guys are using wrappers on MapReduce. I'll explain what are wrappers in Hadoop ecosystem. But here, Hive and Pig are okay. These are two widely used wrappers on MapReduce. Internally, if you write Hive or Pig, internally it will convert to Java MapReduce code only. But here Hive and Pig is exactly similar to SQL only. If you are good at SQL knowledge, you can do excel in MapReduce as well. But if you are good at Java, then you can write Java MapReduce programs in Java as well. Okay, coming to prerequisites, for HDFS you need some basic Unix commands knowledge. MapReduce you should have some core Java knowledge. Okay, and if you are going to Hive and Pig, you should have strong knowledge on SQL. That will be sufficient. These three are mandatory. Not mandatory. Java is if you want to good like understand MapReduce thoroughly in depth, you should have some core Java basic knowledge. Okay, that is what prerequisites of Hadoop. This is optional only, like you can learn parallelly Java plus Hadoop as well. By the time you are good, you learn some basics of Java. I'll introduce MapReduce programs, MapReduce. My major motive would be MapReduce only. Why? Because if you go for any interview, people they will ask some basic questions on Hive, Pig, Spark, HBase or some other scoop, but they will ask lot of questions on MapReduce only. Though they may not be doing MapReduce coding in their projects as well, they're gonna ask only MapReduce. MapReduce is important for certification, interviews, everything. Okay, that's why I usually concentrate on MapReduce. A lot of time I'll give my time to MapReduce only. HDFS is a simple thing only. Okay, how internally our data will be stored across the cluster. Okay, in a distributed file system. That is what HDFS. Okay. These are the three requisites: Unix, Java, SQL. Those three are the prerequisites. Okay, these two are completed. Now coming to Hadoop ecosystem. Here only I'll brief you about how is going to be my course plan. How for each tool how much time I will take. Okay, yeah. I'll rather than writing drawing a diagram, I'll show you on diagram here only. Yeah, this diagram will give you entire Hadoop ecosystem. Hadoop is not a single component or single product. It has come up with lots of components. I can say all together we call it as Hadoop ecosystem. Okay, every day new component is coming. Different companies are using different components. Okay, most of the important components I'll let you know, and what are the different course the different components we'll be discussing also. I'll brief here only. Okay. Okay, fine. As I told you, right, like first thing is we'll install Hadoop in a distributed cluster of commodity hardware, right? In each machine, we should have operating system. Operating system is mandatory, right? That might be Red Hat, Ubuntu, or Windows. Windows also it supports, or CentOS. In our real-time cluster, we are using CentOS as default. Okay, CentOS. CentOS is enterprise operating system. Commercial enterprise of CentOS we are using. Sometimes people will go for Red Hat, Ubuntu, or Windows as well. Okay. Yeah, in each machine, like if you are using 100 machines, 100 commodity hardware, in each machine we should have Java installed on it. Okay. Why? Because Hadoop is native language is Java, so to execute anything we need Java. That's why in each machine we should have Java. Okay, these two are common things in each machine. On top of that, we should learn first thing is HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, that is meant for distributed storage. Okay, this is what storage purpose, data storage. This is what. Okay, Hadoop Distributed File System. I'll take around 5 days. Okay, for HDFS, I'll take around 5 days. That means before that, I'll take Hadoop cluster and all 2 days. Introduction and big data, those things. Yeah, after HDFS, I'll start MapReduce. This is what MapReduce. Okay, this is what HDFS, right? Here MapReduce part I will cover most of my course. Around 10 to 15 days I will cover MapReduce only. Okay, 10 to in between 10 to 15 days actually, based on our comfortability. 10 to 15 days I'll concentrate on MapReduce. Okay, remaining things after MapReduce, this is what latest engine people are using. It is similar to MapReduce only. MapReduce or ARN people are using. I'll explain in detail about ARN as well. MapReduce and ARN internally. Okay, both together will take 10 to 15 hours, MapReduce and ARN. Okay, after these two, Hadoop and HDFS and MapReduce, I'll concentrate on data integration part. Data integration means how we are getting the data into our Hadoop file system or our Hadoop platform. That's what our next main motive. Scoop is the simple tool. It's meant for importing and exporting data between RDBMS and Hadoop. Next thing is Scoop. Scoop is 2 sessions are sufficient. Okay. After Scoop, I'll come to important components, Hive and Pig. This data processing part, Hive and Pig. Okay, Hive and Pig. I'll take around 4 days for Hive. Pig also 4 days. For my another batch, actually, I have completed till Scoop. Tomorrow. I'm starting Hive for them. Actually, 4 days per Pig. After that, another thing is there. HBase. This HBase is there. For HBase, I'll take just one session. Like I'll give you what exactly overview of HBase and all. Okay, after that some other NoSQL type databases are important. Also this one is there, right? Woozy, Ambari. These are administrative related part as well as workflow coordinations. Ambari, Woozy, those things. Cloudera Manager, Ambari, Cloudera Manager. This is administrative, Hadoop administrator, Cloudera Manager. This part I can say one session. Okay, Woozy one session. Okay, here we have mentioned Cassandra, right? Cassandra and MongoDB, I'll give you overview. NoSQL type databases, Cassandra and Mongo, oh, one session. Okay, finally the important part, I'll Here after these, I'll come to Flume as well. Now most of the companies are not using Flume. This is what Flume, data integration, this part, Flume. The streaming data access actually. If our data is streaming like Facebook data, or Twitter data, LinkedIn data is streaming data, how will you fetch to Hadoop platform is using Flume kind of, Flume, Kafka or Logstash, Fluentd. There are so many tools are there. This part, integration part, there are so many. Different companies are using different tools. Okay, LinkedIn using Kafka. Okay, Fluentd, Amazon is using Fluentd. Logstash is used by some other. There are so many. Like now, Nifi, Apache, Nifi, NIFI. So many. Like the person who sits beside in my company, they are using very latest one, Nifi, Apache Nifi. Okay, we have used Flume and which one? Yeah, FTP or some other tools also. Unix tools also people will use. FTP, rsync, SCP. Those tools also we can use if it is a static data. Okay, for if it is dynamic streaming data, we can go for Flume, Kafka, or Fluentd, Logstash. There are so many tools are there for integration, data integration purpose. Okay, those things. Okay, Flume or I'll introduce data integration to like Fluentd we have used, very important Fluentd. Now market these are our rare tools. Like if you are good at Hive Peak, those things are sufficient, but these things are added advantage. If you know all these, then you can crack interview easily. Fluentd, these things, 2 sessions I can say. There are some other tools are there. Okay, after completion of all these, I can go for Spark couple of sessions. Yeah, 2 sessions. Okay, yeah, altogether how many sessions? 7 plus average, you can say 7 plus you can say 13, these 20, 22, 30, 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36 plus 2, close to 40 hours. It like with practicals, with the setup, with helping in resolving your issues, close to 40 to 50 hours it will be within 50 hours. Like in weekdays I might take around 1 hour, and weekends I might take couple of hours as well, so that I can finish within 1 month to 1.5 months. It will not be beyond 1.5 month, I can say. Okay, like if you can I will provide you interview support as well. Like I'll send you interview question and answers what we have faced while attending the interviews. This is what my current course plan. Apart from that, if you any guys is interested, I am also taking project knowledge sharing as well. That is separate. This is independent. These things are associated with the institute and from which you are coming from, but project knowledge sharing is different. Like I'll show you my couple of projects which I am doing uh, with the source code as well. That I will charge separately. It is not independent of institute. Like till this point, uh, according to our current course plan, project knowledge sharing, I will give you couple of project knowledge sharing. I can say like I will show you source code, what we did, how we did everything. Okay, uh, that I use it to charge 5,000 for that separately. After completion of course, if you are interested, I can proceed further for 3 4 days. 3 4 days is sufficient to share my like in current for current project. I'll give sessions using Google Hangouts personally as well. Okay, for previous project I can share here only, like how it is going to be, how we have done. Okay, it is a pig project, pig and hive we have used extensively. We have used MapReduce as well, Scoop, Woozy also we have used. Okay, almost all the technologies whatever I am speaking here, we have used all these things apart from administrative tools as well. I'll show you how we have used administrative part as well. Okay, that's what my course plan. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, coming to other
Yeah,
things.
thanks for that. I just had a question here.
Yeah, sure. Charan, yes, tell me.
Yeah,
Charan, tell me.
yeah. Do you also deal with R and SAS by any chance? I mean,
No,
do you
no,
also teach R and SAS?
no, no.
You specialize only in Hadoop, is it?
I'm specialized in Hadoop only.
Okay, all right, yeah, fine.
SAS and
And
R.
the project,
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you about my profile a little later after this session ends. If that works for you, if you have some 5 or 10 minutes, or you want me to give you a call, I could do that as well.
Okay, no problem. Fine.
How do
And
you want?
Yes, yes, Raghava. Yeah, yeah. Charan, tell me.
Yeah, so how do you want it to go? Do you want me to give you a call, or shall we
Yeah,
do
that
this
is
after
better
this
actually.
session?
That is better. Now I'm recording, right? We'll discuss after that. Okay, after the.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Raghava, you have any?
yeah,
Hello?
uh, Narasimha, I had
Hello?
hello,
Yes, yes. Is it Satya or Raghava?
Satya.
Okay, Satya, tell me.
Yeah, actually, we had a 2 to 3 days class of Hadoop introduction.
Okay,
Basically, the earlier trainer told it is Linux commands he is using.
okay.
So, what exactly the difference between the Linux and Unix now? Like, why should we use Linux or why should we use Unix?
Both are like Linux is a distribution on top of Unix only. I can.
Okay,
Both are like same
okay,
flavor, Linux, Unix. On top of that, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Fedora, CentOS. There are so many operating systems, Solaris. But internally, they will use Unix or Linux only. Unix,
okay,
there is no much difference. Unix and Linux, it's both are altogether same actually. It has some
okay.
extra features. Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, so we have already set up the software in our systems. Actually, we have the VMware and also the Linux image and Java SDK file.
Yeah, coming to the practice environment, Satya, I won't recommend you to struggle for installation and all. What I usually
Okay,
recommend is directly download predefined installation setup from Cloudera.
okay,
Simply what you can do is you can play that virtual image.
mm,
In that actually
mm,
everything is done. Spark,
okay,
map reduce, HDF, everything. Simply you need to practice. You need to moreover concentrate on practice only. Okay,
okay,
rather than installing scoop, installing pig, hive, map reduce, I won't recommend actually. People will like non-networking people are not that much good in doing all such. You guys are came for
okay.
Hadoop developer role, right? If you want to
Yeah,
become
yeah.
a Hadoop admin, you should have that knowledge. But down the line also,
Okay,
though I am a Hadoop developer, I have been doing administrative stuff as well. In real time also, you
okay,
won't get chance to install separately JDK separately in each machine. In real time, there will be number of machines, right? 100,
yeah, yeah.
300 machines also there in one cluster. You cannot install this in each individual machine. There are like I told you, right, in this Ambari and
Uh,
Cloudera Manager.
yeah,
These are administrative tools. Basically, what these will do is, out of 100 machines, we'll have one machine as server and another those all machines as clients kind of thing, slave and master kind of thing. We'll install this
okay,
Ampari or Cloudera Manager in one machine as a server program. Then what it will
okay,
do is it will send all its agents to all the machines.
yeah,
Okay, if you are it is a GUI tool. If you are installing all the softwares from this Ambari or Cloudera Manager, it will install in each and every machine. It's a GUI part. It's not going to command prompt anything.
okay.
No need of
It's user interface.
yeah, no
Okay,
user interface only. No need to struggle a
okay,
lot. Though I am a
okay,
developer, I did lot of cluster setups recently. Like for last 3 4 months, I did Artworks cluster, Cloudera cluster, lots of things I played actually. I never face any issues with
okay,
administrative part actually. That's why rather than
okay,
concentrating on such type of like installing this thing that thing, you should have concentration on programming part. How to practice
okay,
HDFS commands, how to practice MapReduce, how to practice Scoop, Pig, Hive, HBase, and Woozy,
okay,
and those things. I recommend you guys to be get hands dirty on these tools rather than administrative part.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
If you go for interview, people won't ask you how you did you install. Once you deploy to project, already cluster everything will be set up. They won't ask you
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do the setup from scratch level. Already administrators will be there. They will do the setup. Simply they will ask you to write the pig programming, high programming, scooping, Flume, or these things only. Uji workflows, designing, those things only. That's why mostly my training would be more over realistic. I won't like I won't actually I will not tell you about unnecessary things which are needed for a real time purpose. Remaining things,
Okay.
if you are interested, you can read and you can learn. These are the
Yeah,
mandatory
yeah.
things for any project implementations.
Okay.
You should be
No,
good at
actually I asked
HDFS command.
because already we installed, right? So that's why I asked.
It's
That's it.
okay. It's not a big deal, right? Like installing
Yeah, yeah,
those things.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, you got right. You heard whatever what is Hadoop and all right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Fine. Yeah. Coming to the job profiles in the market nowadays, that is also important to know. First thing is Hadoop developer. Like you should be knowing about all the components like Pig, Hive, MapReduce, HDFS command, Scoop, Flume, Kafka, other tools as well. Like if you know, if he doesn't know about any other tool, he can do some POCs on that. He can learn with like if you are good at basic two things, HDFS and MapReduce. Okay, if
Yeah.
you know about these two, remaining all are mappers on these two only, right? Pig, Hive, Scoop,
Mm.
these are all mappers on this. HDFS mapper is HBase and all. Okay, if you're good at basic these two, HDFS and MapReduce, learning wrappers is not a big deal. Okay,
Okay.
Hadoop developer, Hadoop admin is nowadays most of the companies are not using admin as well. In our project also we don't have any admin. We are taking the help of Unix admins and we ourselves are taking care of administrative part in our company. It's a small cluster. We do have 5 node cluster only. That's why no need of Hadoop admin in our case. Okay. In our Hadoop admin role is first of all based on business requirement. He need to decide how many nodes cluster he need to set up. Okay. He need to come up with maintenance point of view. Those things actually installations, maintenance. If any machine goes down, you need to do postmortem on that. Like you need to come up with like recoveries and lot of things. But for our purpose we should have knowledge on administration, but no need to bother about administrative part. But it is better nice to have feature. If you are good in networking part, it's okay, easily you can learn administrative things as well. But nowadays slowly what is happening is most of the companies are providing UI tools to maintain, monitor everything. Okay, fine. Another thing is data scientist and Hadoop testing. Hadoop testing also rare profile. Hadoop admin also few jobs will be there, but developers will be more and more. Okay. Hadoop testing also very rare. Like people are companies are using testing people for doing Hadoop projects testing. Okay. Hadoop testing, like whatever the workflows we have designed, developer design. Sometimes unit testing is sufficient. No need to go for testing phase as well. Directly we can deploy and we can some other peer testing will be sufficient rather than Hadoop testing. Okay, if it is a project requirement, people will go for mostly ETL testers are converting into Hadoop testing people. Okay, another one is data scientist. This is the rare profile. Data scientist is the person who will come up with better ideas, like for crunching the big data of the organization, like getting the usefulness of the organization data. The role of data scientist is that one, like programming or analytics, complete analytics actually. Data science and data scientist and data analytics role actually. Programming or MATLAB, some other tools will be there to crunch or to come up with better ideas. Okay, this is what four profiles: Hadoop developer, admin, data scientist, and Hadoop testing. Fine. Hadoop developer and Spark is also common thing for Hadoop developers nowadays. Yeah. Coming to the next thing, Hadoop distributions. This is very important, and most of the guys not aware of what exactly this point is. In the first session only, I would like to give you clarity on what exactly distributions are. The thing is, in early 90s, we do have DOS operating system. Then slowly we do have Windows operating system on based on DOS and all, right? In a similar manner, we do have Linux or Unix operating systems, which are not that much good at UI. Okay, on top of Linux, people have designed their own operating system, Red Hat, okay, or CentOS, or Ubuntu, or Fedora. Okay, these are all different operating systems on top of base Linux only. The Linux is the common thing in all this, but these guys have come up with a separate security tool, separate. Okay, can you mute some of this? Actually, I'm getting. Yeah, yeah, fine. Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, these are all nothing but distributions of Linux only. We call it as distributions of Linux. Okay. These are few are commercial here. Red Hat is commercial, CentOS. This is free and open source. That's why by using base Linux, they have designed their own operating system. Okay, with extra security patches, extra GUI capacity, in administrator tools and all. Okay, most of the servers, though it might be web applications or some other servers, people are using flavors only. These are all different flavors of Linux only, right? Also we call it as distributions. Okay, that's the same term is very popular in Hadoop as well, distributions term. Okay, normal our Hadoop is released by Apache Software Foundation. Basically in the history, Hadoop is invented in Yahoo, but then they donated to Apache Software Foundation. But it's a open source company, right? Hadoop is from Apache, but no company is using for real-time implementation Apache Hadoop. Each and every most of the companies are using different distributions of Hadoop. That means that is CDH, Cloudera distribution for Hadoop, Hortonworks, HDP, Mapr, next Intel Hadoop, Pivotal. There are so many companies. IBM Big Insights, IBM company. Like that list goes on, but most popular one is these three. Cloudera company Hadoop, Hortonworks company Hadoop, Mapr company Hadoop. Other card project is deployed on this Hadoop actually. But internally, they are using our Apache Hadoop only. But on top of that, they are providing some security related patches as well as GUI tools, administrative tools. For Cloudera related Hadoop, we do have Cloudera Manager. Hortonworks, people are using Ambari software to manage the cluster. Mapr, I'm not sure, but these two I am familiar with, Hortonworks and Cloudera. Certification also earlier before 2016 January, Cloudera and Hortonworks both certifications are popular. Now they have Cloudera people have changed their developer certification pattern. So now most of the people are going for Hortonworks certification, developer certification that cost you $250. Okay, it is earlier it is $285. Okay, these are the popular things. If you guys are interested in certification, now concentrate on Hortonworks certification. Both are like if you are good at Hortonworks, it's not necessary you should have knowledge on Cloudera. If you have Hadoop knowledge, you can do anything with Cloudera, Hadoop, or Hortonworks, or Map, or anything, big insights or anything. But these are in real time, people will go for these or these only. In last 3 years, I have been using Cloudera Hadoop only. Okay, Cloudera distribution for Apache Hadoop. Hortonworks as a POC, I did in my office only. I did the setup of Hortonworks cluster and I executed all my workflows into Hortonworks cluster to test to take the performance benchmarks, how it is doing when compared to Cloudera. Finally, we stick to Cloudera only. That is what. Finally, we decided to go ahead with Cloudera only. Since 3 years we have been using, we don't want to switch to Hortonworks. But as a POC point of thing, I did that setup and executed all the workflows in Hortonworks. Okay, these are all different distributions. Now, coming in the coming classes, I always talk about Cloudera or Hortonworks mostly. Apache Hadoop nowhere people are using, but internally those Apache Hadoop is a common thing. Everyone should have clarity on this distribution concept. Okay, any doubt here? Satya, Raghava, Charan?
No,
Okay,
no,
you
no.
guys have clarity, right? Like what we are going to use. Cloudera Hadoop is the most popular one. Hortonworks is nowadays doing good market. Okay, few companies will stick with IBM products, right? For that, IBM Big Insights is there. Intel Hadoop is also there. Okay, any doubt, Charan or Raghu?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay.
No finance.
These are all
No,
distributions.
no.
Okay, once if you install Cloudera distribution, internally all things are common. MapReduce, HDFS, Pig, Hive, Scoop, HBase, Spark, Flume, all the things will be there inside it. That we all together they will bundle up all the together. They will release as a single entity. That too, here one more important thing is we have been talking about different components, right? HDFS, MapReduce, Pig, Hive, Scoop. One of the important point is the release roadmaps for different Hadoop ecosystem components are different. That means if Hadoop comes with new release, it's not necessary for Pig, Hive or Scoop also needs to come up with new release. Their release roadmaps are different. Hadoop release roadmap is different from Apache Software Foundation. Okay, different teams, different project teams are handling different components. Okay, a few people are handling Pig project, few people are handling Hive project, few people are handling High Scoop. Okay, their release roadmaps are different. Okay, so that never expect if Hadoop comes with a new release, also Pig Hive also will be in the new release. It's not necessary. That's why if you want to use Apache Hadoop separately, there will be lot of compatibility issues. Like like you have to decide like which version of Pig you need to use, which version of Hive you need to use. Okay, if you go for any distribution, there is no such type of headaches. They are well tested with the compatibility versions of Pig, Hive, Scoop, Spark, HBase, and other tools. So there will be no worries with respect to versions as well. Okay, most of the 99.99 project implementations on distributions only, either Mapr, Hadoop, Hortonworks, or Cloudera distributions. Okay, that's uh, that's the background about distributions. Okay, yeah, coming to pros and cons, I'll show you one diagram so that you will get some clarity why people are going for Hadoop when compared to legacy systems. Those are mainframes and data warehouses. By seeing the diagram you will get idea. You can see this, right? This diagram.
Yes,
Yeah, here they are comparing. This is one paper published from SyncSart company. Here there are comparison between mainframes, enterprise data warehouse versus Hadoop. Okay, for maintaining here, if you see, for maintaining 1 TB of data, for they haven't mentioned the time. Okay, if you go for mainframes, here they will charge you around $20,000 to $1 lakh. Okay, at the same time we do have some scarcity of agility as well as skill availability as well. Remaining all are okay. Scalability, performance, and these based on these criteria they are comparing these three. But these three are provided by mainframes, but with this much of cost. Okay, agility and skill availability are somewhat the problems with respect to mainframes. In a similar manner, if you go for enterprise data house, skill availability is more and reliability and agility also good. But here, scalability and performance are the problems in enterprise data warehouse. Here, cost is little low when compared to mainframes. In a similar manner, if you come to Hadoop, see how many folds of money we are saving. Uh, like $1 lakh to $2,000 max optimum level, 250 to 2,000. But here 20,000 to $1 lakh. These much of money we are saving to our company. Initially for setup installation will take money, but after that maintenance will be okay. they are comparing with respect to maintenance only. They are not comparing initial setup and initial migration. Okay, see, 20,000 to 250 or 1 lakh to 2,000, it's very huge difference, right? Like very less amount of data with respect to all these characteristics also. Hadoop is fulfilling all this: scalability, performance, reliability, agility, and skill availability. This diagram will give you more clarity on why people are looking towards Hadoop when compared to legacy systems such as mainframes and enterprise data warehouse. Okay, any doubts here?
No.
No.
Okay, fine. Yeah, with this I will wind up the current session, and I'll come up with the course plan, and I'll share with my